All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to another price action study or diary for the futures market. Today, we're going to be looking at Thursday's price action, and today we had a high impact news driver at 8:30 a.m., which was unemployment claims. Today is November 2nd of 2023. So we're going to dive right into the charts. I'm going to actually start on what I was doing in the last part of backtesting. We're going to be looking at the higher time frames that these algorithms use, not so much the monthly, because obviously, that takes a lot, but we're going to be looking at the weekly, okay? And one thing that's, really apparent to me right now is we are continuing to see lower and lower prices. All right, we have this right here, okay, this low completely taken out with displacement. All right, and then, of course, before this, down expansion move, right? The most recent low, that would be our order block, okay? Price retraces that order block, and now we're continuing lower. Where are we right now? We are at this current order block here, all right? And that would be right here at 15029. So this is currently where I am expecting price to draw to, okay? And I'm going to stretch this out and just mark it real quick. And the reason for that is we know an order block will act as a form of support um, in terms of, holding up price. These up close candles here shouldn't be violated in a bearish structure. And there's also a few reasons I'm expecting price to go lower here on NQ, right? So the very first thing, we will refine this. This is more refined, I believe, yes, on the monthly. Again, there is an order block down here, which we saw after this consolidation on the monthly. We had that order block form before that expansion move, last down close candle before that. All right, and then boom. So currently we are rebalancing this range, and that's the idea. So ultimately we are seeing lower prices on the weekly. We're returning to that order block before we see lower prices. And let's go ahead and see if that applies here as well to ES, right? So here we are on the monthly. Okay, boom, down close before the expansion move. All right, that's the order block right there. Is price retrading back to that? It looks like it is right now. Okay, we look at where we are on the weekly. Okay, this order block. Keep in mind that this candle is still a weekly candle, and so this hasn't closed yet. But either way, I mean, we're at the halfway point of that order block. So price, in other words, is respecting that order block. And I think it's safe to say, and I'm not, basing any decision off this, but we have seen very aggressive price action these last few days, which I'm going to go over in a minute. But just understand that we're returning to this order block before we see price continue to these relative equal lows back here. Okay, these are noted in my journal as 4140.25, as well as the monthly order block, because we know that's the parent, this is the other parent, right? This is like the dad, the mom, etc. And I'm dead. And now we just go lower. We're just going to lower time frames. Okay, so that's all for the institutional charts. It's the same for both. We're gonna go down to the higher time frame charts. Okay. All right, and we will start here from the daily with that all in mind. So on the daily, of course, that is more refined. So on the daily, we can draw out a clear order block, which is this one. All right, this is a consolidation, very sideways price action. All right, here on Wednesday, 18th, October 23rd, it breaks through. Okay, breaks through that consolidation, and now we're seeing it return to that order block. So if what I'm saying is correct, and we are in bearish conditions on those time frames, price should not break that order block or pass that order block. Price should respect that and continue lower. All right. Now let's go to ES. Let's see if we can we have the same idea, right? Also, something I did on ES here, which it is the same for the NASDAQ, but I don't have the fib. I'm going to delete it here. But from this high to this low, which is the most recent high to the most recent low, we are in a premium. So we're looking pretty much at a market that's in a premium, returning to an order block with an underlying bearish condition. If you think about that, that's very high probability. And then, when we reach into that, then we just need to look for a reason or way to enter as a seller. All right. So that being said, I'm going to delete this now. Let's look, is it the same thing here? It's probably, I think this may not be so much. We'll see. Actually, no, this is an optimal trade entry, so I'm wrong. That is still an optimal trade entry. All right. So let's go ahead and what was I gonna? Oh yeah, 4 hour. 4 hour. So on the 4 hour here, there's a few things that we'll take a note of. We're trading close to the daily order block here on the 4 hour. Okay, that's what I noticed here. Okay, these are the relative equal lows as well. So this is that consolidation I was talking about, right? Back and forth movement. We take the low and we drag it out, and this is of course from a higher time frame. So this is more refined, but we keep that higher time frame idea, expecting price to trade to this order block. Is it the same for ES? Well, yes, it is. Here's that order block right here. So we're getting really close to that. You know what I mean? And that's the current expected draw on liquidity as for now. All right. And then taking note of any like recent highs or lows, by the way. I haven't done that, but we can see that this is, very aggressive movement, clearly rebalancing this leg, right? Rebalancing this leg of, complete just sell side movement. That's what we're seeing right now. Okay. And let's go now to the 1 hours. Okay. 1 hour, the 1 hour. All right. So here we are on the 1 hour. Let me drag this out today. So of course the 1 hour just gives us a better idea of the weekly range, right? And so here there's a few ideas that we could take from the weekly range, which is the fact that again we are above these relative equal highs here on the S&P. Does it apply to, the NASDAQ? Absolutely. We're above relative equal highs. We're near an order block, all right, which is a previous institutional level of selling. And additionally, we are in optimal trade entry on the higher time frame. All right. So let's here. Oh yeah, and I'm going to take this daily volume imbalance off, but that was a level of liquidity that I called back here. All right, and then it did return to that. So just something to mention as well. Well, I don't think I called all the way back there, but I marked it from back there, knowing it was a level that price would eventually retrade to, and it did. So I saw that deliver properly. All right, let's go ahead now and go to the very last one, which will be our lower time frame. There's not really much to say about the lower time frame. Let me give me a second here. There's not really much to say about it. It was an absolutely aggressive day. The lows for today, by the way, did form at the same time, precisely 2:45 a.m. for both pairs. So that's what we like to see, that just very like correlated movement. That's perfect. And as far as like today, these are the relative equal lows here that created overnight. So I took a note of this low as the, relative equal low. Also, there are relative equal lows right here, looking at the 15-minute. But overall, I noted these levels, this level right here, for its very aggressive movement. There's not really much to be said about it other than that we have this movement of aggressive level and that level with aggressive movement, sorry. And it's the same for, the NASDAQ as well. We have those lows, and the other thing was, oh, yeah, just the aggressive movement. So that being said, we are currently expecting price to trade to that order block before it continues lower to the levels that we're expecting on that. So let's see if it happens. Peace.